Good afternoon, church, or good morning, or whenever you decide to watch this video. I am coming to you today with the news that you all have probably been waiting for. The date of returning to indoor worship will be November 1st. So we have one more weekend of worshiping outside under the tents, and then after that we will be coming inside. But coming inside does come with a lot of precautionary measures that we will be taking, which will be very different than what we have normally experienced for church pre-COVID. So I just kind of want to walk you through what your day, or when you come to church, what it will look like. And these are guidelines that the Return to Worship team has put in place, and something we're going to follow is just to keep everyone safe. And we do this because we love each and every one of you, and we don't want the spread to happen of any virus inside the church if we can avoid it. So as you can see, I am here in the parking lot. And as you normally park, we have the handicap parking, and then we have the regular parking. So what we're going to do, the only entrance to the church is the main doors from the parking lot. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to the main doors. So as you can see, it says that, even though it's backwards, it says masks are required beyond this point. So when you enter the building, unless there is some reason that you cannot wear a mask, masks are required. This is, like I said, this is just to keep everyone safe, especially since now we are red, which means the spread is increasing. We're going to do this until we don't have to anymore. So once you get to the doors, masks are on. When you get to the doors, you're going to see at the next stop, the next set of doors, you're going to stop here or right inside here, and it will be a place for you to get your temperature checked. This is something new that we have started for indoor worship. It will be using an infrared, non-touch thermometer. It's going to just scan your temperature on your forehead. It will beep. Well, mine says low, but it's because I had it outside. But when you get in there, they'll take your temperature. If your temperature is above 99.5, we're going with the guidelines from the Red Cross and other guidelines that we have seen. If your temperature is above 99.5, we will ask you to return home and worship with us online. All of the worship services will be recorded and put on YouTube or Facebook, just as we have done since March. So once you get in the doors and you have been cleared for your temperature, you're going to, the coat racks, as you can see, they are closed. All of the hangers will be taken out, and there will be no place to put your coat. You're going to take your coats with you to your seat. Some other things about the narthex, or the lobby, if some of you want to call it. The doors to the education wing. This end of the building is closed. We are not going to be able to access that end of the building on Sunday mornings. This is just to keep everyone in the same space, to avoid having to sanitize everything. Nursery is closed. Childcare of any sorts is closed. Sunday school is closed. We won't be doing that until probably after the new year, unless there's all of a sudden a drop in the COVID cases and we're down to either yellow or nothing. So the restrooms are open. We just ask that we are going to have trash cans outside of the doors. So we ask that you open the door with a paper towel after you've washed your hands, and then throw the paper towel in the trash can outside the door. This is just to keep your hands safe, so creating as much non-touch surfaces or contact surfaces as possible. The drinking fountain is closed. If you want something to drink, please bring it with you, whether you're coffee, hot chocolate, hot tea, water, whatever it is, please bring it with you. As we enter into the narthex, we're asking that you do not gather in this space. We are trying to create as much space between people as possible, just to just to be safe again. So we ask that you not sit in the pews, outside in the hallway, outside the sanctuary. We ask that you just go right on into the sanctuary to your seats. You will notice when you get here on each of the doors, which let me close this door. You will notice the outside doors out here in the narthex of the sanctuary is exit only. That's this one as well as the one down the hall. Those obviously are for exiting the sanctuary only. We're going to have directional entering and exiting. So if you were going to enter into the center doors, let me kind of walk you through this. It says enter here. Obviously, this is where we enter. We enter here. We're going to come in the sanctuary. Now, when you enter the sanctuary, you are going to notice that there are pews that are roped off. You can see them here. You can see it there. All the way up to the front of the sanctuary. Please, please do not sit in these pews. We are trying to create a space of physical distancing. So if your pew is marked off where you normally sit pre-COVID, you will need to find another seat. This is, like I said, this is just for everyone's safety of creating space. I did forget to tell you that as you enter the sanctuary, you will notice on the stool is an offering plate, and on the stand is the prayer request basket. So I'm asking that you bring your prayer request with you on a piece of paper to place it in the basket, just as we have done all summer long. So as we enter the sanctuary, as I said, we are going to have our pews that are marked off, but then we have pews that are open. Now, in these pews that are open, we are asking that you physically distance yourselves from people that are not from your household. So if you have two different families here, you will need to put space between them both. So we have a capacity of between 45 and 50 in the sanctuary. So you may be asking, what do we do if we have more than 50 people? Well, that is a good question. I will answer that here in a minute. When we get in the sanctuary, you're going to find your seat and you're going to stay in your seat. We're asking that you stay in your seat. You may greet each other from across the way. You can wave to each other. You can talk across the pews, but we're asking that you stay in the spot where you land, basically, after you arrive. So once you arrive, like I said, you will be coming down the middle aisle to find your seat. When we exit, we're going to exit from the back of the church to the front of the church. This is something new. So I will remind you on November 1st, on Sunday, of these procedures, but we will exit from the back to the front. This is just to avoid people crossing each other's paths or being close to one another, that maybe people don't want to be within that 6 foot or in that distance of each other. So like I said, we will be exiting from rear to front. We will be exiting on the outside of the pews. So you're going to file down the pew and exit to the outside aisle. And then you're going to take the outside aisle out the door, where this door is exit only. And you will see a sign here that says exit here. So this is where you will be entering or exiting out of the sanctuary. If we by chance have more than 45 to 50 people, we're going to kind of keep it at that number. We do have overflow seating in Owens Hall. What we have done since COVID has started, we're having a camera installed, which will be installed later this week, here in the sanctuary, that will live stream our service from in here into Owens Hall onto a 70-inch TV. Owens Hall will be set up for people to come in there and sit and experience worship. It will be on TV, but it's also a place where, since we don't have childcare, if kids are getting anxious or kind of fidgety and just need a place to stretch out, we will have a couple tables in Owens Hall set up for kids to sit down and do their kids' kits that will be available for each and every one of them. There's also a place for seating and listening to the service. Like I said, there is no no coffee bars or water or anything else available. Something else to be aware of as you do come into the sanctuary is it has been proven by science that it's much fresh air, regenerating as much fresh air from outside inside to inside the building is beneficial in these times. So the sanctuary is going to be very cool. We will have fans running to circulate air. We will have a window open to help draw in the air from outside. So it is not inappropriate to bring a blanket for your lap or to wear your coats during the service. We're not going to freeze you out by any means, but it is going to be chilly. And I know some of you get chilly very easily. So the fans, as you can see above me, will be running probably at high speed to keep the air circulating. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that you need to be aware of. Masks, I said are mandatory. I'm asking that you not enter the altar area. Go up past the chancel rail up into the altar area. We're just trying to keep everything down in the seating area of the sanctuary. That way we know what to clean, how to clean it, or where to clean and all that. When it is time for communion, on the communion Sundays, we will have communion elements available in the small cups as we have been doing the past couple months, the pre-packaged cups. The greeter or one of the greeters will be handing you one of those during this before you enter into the sanctuary, and then you will be able to partake of the elements during the communion part of the service. So, and then we just ask that you throw your elements, the cup or the package, away in the trash can on your way out. If you would have any questions, please feel free to call me. I know there is a lot to take in. You will be receiving a letter here, either through email or through mail. If you don't have email, you'll be receiving a letter that has all of our guidelines in it, and it will also have the color-coded Return to Worship chart of what our guidelines are as the state changes their color-codedness for each county, I guess is what we want to say. So obviously, if we're at red, we're at red now, we will be returning with many precautions. If we're at purple, we will not worship in person. That will be virtual only. So let's pray we don't ever get to purple, because we don't want to stop worshiping with each other in the sanctuary ever again. So if you have any questions, feel free to call me or call Lisa or anyone, and or email me. You can email me as well. And we are going to make the best of it. And we are excited, so excited to be back in worship in the sanctuary with everyone. I've missed seeing everyone, and I know that we have some that won't be returning for a while, even with returning to inside. So I hope to see you on November 1st, or maybe even this weekend. But if it is November 1st, that's fine too. I look forward to seeing many of you. It has been a long time. March seems like forever ago. So I'm looking forward to seeing everyone back in here, worshiping with me and everyone else. One other note I do want to mention. We will still have digital music. First of all, we haven't hired a worship leader yet, but also we will be singing, but we will be singing with our masks on and kind of quieter. We're not going to be belting it out, because we don't want the spray that comes from whoever spreading too far to other people. So we're going to be singing quietly, but that doesn't mean we can't worship boldly. So please join us. I look forward to seeing you. If you have any questions, like I said, please feel free to contact me. I look forward to seeing you all. Until I see you again, God bless.